Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're playing Grounded again. Today we're going to be doing the Pond Lab. As you can see, I have 11 berry leather. This is the amount you need to make the Ladybug armor, which is some of the best armor in the game. For the whole armor set, just to go over it again, you need two. You need one Ladybug head, not two. You need one Ladybug head. You need 11 berry leather, and let me just quick double check. You need 9 ladybug parts, and you also need 6 flower petals, all in all, to make the whole armor set. So it's not a cheap armor set, but it is very, very worth making. And here's why. Let me just quickly go over what it does. First, the whole armor set is heavy armor, which means that it blocks more damage, and you will take less damage overall from most sources. The only stuff that does damage that doesn't protect is gas for sure. So like for example in the haze, which is what we're tackling next episode, right over here, this whole like green circle here, this is the haze. You need a gas mask to not take damage there. I'll cover how to get to that either at the end of this episode or in the next episode. We'll see. But yeah. So the haze, the armor type will not protect you from that. You could have clover armor or you could have ladybug armor. It doesn't matter. You're gonna take the same amount of damage there. I'm not sure if explosions are affected by it, but I believe they are. I'm pretty sure you take less damage from explosions, you take less damage from ranged and physical attacks. It just overall makes you just a lot sturdier. Makes you survive longer. Now the armor's bonus, the piece bonus from the ladybug armor, makes it so that you gain extra block strength, meaning that this bar right there that fills up whatever you block an attack, that will fill up slower. Let me quickly demonstrate that with this ladybug. Hey, you. Hey, come here. As you can see, this is how much it fills up with one hit. From the ladybug armor, now let me switch to... actually let me just compare just the chest plate versus just the clover chest plate. That moves really slowly. Okay. So it's about that much. And now let me switch to clover poncho, you can see how much it fills up without the block strength bonus. Pretty big difference, right? But yeah, that's the piece bonus. And you may also notice I've been pairing attacks on someone with, as you can see below our stamina and health, where side effects where like debuffs are shown. You see we actually have a passive regen. Now this passive, correct. You can see that we have a regen effect. That is the set bonus of the ladybug armor, Scarlet Embrace, which makes it so that upon a block or a parry, you have a chance to get a small heal. It's nothing big, it's just trickle regen for 20 seconds. It's not a huge heal, but every little bit helps. It heals 0.5 health per second. Fact check that. If you want to be sure of the number, that, but I think that's how much it heals. If I'm not
Meals on wheels.
So, yeah, once you have the full armor set, obviously to survive in the pond, you're not going to be able to survive with just ladybug armor, because ladybug armor does not let you breathe underwater. That's what the gill tube is for. The gill tube is made of 2 lily pad wax, 4 eelgrass strands, and 2 silk rope. Now, silk rope. This is a fun resource. This is a very fun one. And I say it's fun because you need a spinning wheel to make it, which is not in itself a hard thing to make. It costs 2 acorn tops, 4 clay, 4 red ant parts, 3 sap, and 4 crude rope. all of which are pretty easy resources to get. Clay can be found
Having
by
a
the
little
milk
peek.
carton over there. There are 2 bombardier beetles over there and some mosquitoes, so be careful if you go over there. Red ant parts can be found pretty easily here. Acorn tops. All of this can be found pretty easily here. So let's just make one of these real quick. Acorn top, you need 2 acorn tops, but I need 1. 3 sap, 4 crude rope. There's another one. It's a guaranteed drop from acorns. You don't have to worry about getting it. 4 crude rope and 4 red ant parts. Crude rope is another pretty easy resource to get. Go here. Get some grass out of the way, and just chop these, and you get plant fiber, which you can of course turn into crude rope. As
Nice snooter, dude.
as we did back in episode 1. Just 12 plant fiber. You can go here, turn that to 4 crude rope, and then you just need the red ant parts. Red ant parts are definitely the most challenging part to get here, but I would not, to any stretch, I would not at all say it is a hard resource to get. I don't even have the well, this is good that we're actually going over here. Now there's a location called the Abandoned Anthill right nearby here. And the Abandoned Anthill is it is probably the safest anthill in the game, I would say. I'd say it is the safest anthill in the game, but we still actually have to... We have to kill 5 gnats, okay. I didn't even realize I was falling for half that fall. Let me try that again. This is a tip for you for if you need to kill 5 gnats. The quest, you still haven't completed that quest. This is a tip for you. Just go up here at night. That's twice now. Okay, I'm just gonna give up on that for a minute. I don't know why I'm fumbling that so bad. Yeah, here you go. Old anthill, my bad, not abandoned anthill. It's the old anthill, because our ant is not abandoned. But, yes, just go in here. Preferably you want a spear, because ants are weak to stabbing and spicy, and we don't have access to spicy yet.
Alright, Shadows.
So preferably you want a spear, but they're red ants. They're not that dangerous. All you need is just like chopper and meat shield and as you can see, it's fine. Okay, we got a red ant head. Now where can I find a... Now where are the soldiers? Because I need to keep a soldier. Mr. Soldier? I hear a soldier.
Whoa! It's a giant!
Ah, yes, giant, as Mac would call it. But yeah, so, soldiers aren't very hard to kill. As you can see. In case it wasn't clear, while I was giving the defense down, if you use chopper, then every single attack you use with an axe you hit an enemy with will cause it to get a defense down. Just in case that was not clear. I didn't really explain what chopper does there, nor did I go over what it does, so. But yeah, so if you use chopper, then it applies a defense down. It's a very, very strong mutation. I highly recommend you try to get it, because axes are just overall a very strong choice for combat in this game, so. And it'll also make take down your first wolf spider in this game much easier, which I am actually going to go over not too long in this video. As for, there is a thing I would like to go over before we do the Pond Lab, and I'm not using Apex Clippers.
All geared up.
But yeah, there's something that I would like to go over before we do the Pond Lab that will make Pond Lab significantly easier if you decide to go with it. It'll make Pond Lab significantly easier. It's completely optional, but it is rewarding to do it. So as you can see, you can just do that. And Silk Rope is, of course, turned to the Silk rope for 1-to-1 ratio. Then I'm just gonna sleep, and that will finish all the silk rope. Little cutscene there.
Ugh, that nightmare was crazy. Like watching a movie. Spacer? Ominous?
Now, GillTube is made of, again, 2 lily pad wax, 4 eelgrass strands, and 2 silk rope. Lily pad wax and silk rope aren't too big of a deal. The eelgrass, that we can't get quite as easily. As for eelgrass strands, it's not easy. It's not as easy to get. For anyone who's played Subnautica, it's kind of like the eelgrass, kind of like the I forget what it's called, but the kelp samples, the kelp weed samples, or whatever they were called, where you need a knife to harvest it. You need a knife. Now, the thing is about the knife, it's called a dagger in this game, and they are mainly meant for underwater. They're typically not recommended for above water because while they have an endless combo, so you just keep swinging, there's no third in the combo, so they just swipe. So they just slash left, slash right. You just keep going, just back and forth. It's just like that when you're out of water. So it's not designed for out of water. It's meant for underwater. There are some not designed for in water, such as the spider fang dagger. This is where the wolf spider comes in. As you can see, a nimble dagger made from a wolf spider fang that poisons on hit. Spider fangs and the spider venom can only be obtained via killing a wolf spider. Not even higher tier spiders. They have their own unique spider venom and spider fangs. Wolf spider is the only creature that drops these parts. Now, silk rope, you're going to need web fiber for, and silk rope for some reason, I'm not very knowledgeable on spiders, so this could be a dumb question for those who do know about spiders, but wolf spiders do not drop web fiber, and if they do, it is a very rare drop, from my experience. So, if you want the web fiber, you're probably going to have to tackle some orb weavers. This is not at all a big deal. Orb weavers are significantly easier than wolf spiders. Yeah, so I'm going to just cover the wolf spider right now because we're here, might as well. Wolf spiders.
Don't think my
Sure, kept it. Wolf spiders are weak to chopping, slashing, and spicy. They are resistant to stabbing and fresh. Ignore that spicy and fresh. We don't have access to those yet. And we're not going to have access for a couple more of these episodes. So chopping and slashing are ideal, and stabbing, not so ideal. Out of these, I would advise against using spears because they're resistant to them. And between axes and swords / daggers, if you can avoid it, don't use them out of water. They're not that good out of water. They're fast, sure, but they're not that good out of water. They're decent underwater because you have two options: spears, which are needlessly slow underwater, and daggers. Daggers are the ideal pick in my opinion. But yeah, so slashing, you can use either swords or daggers. I find axes to be far more effective due to the chopper mutation. Now, you're only going to have 2 mutations thus far, probably, because you can increase your slots all the way up to 5, 1 slot obtained at a time, via milk molars, which are basically just stat points. Although, out of these mutations, I'm going to go with Chopper, which is very easy to get. It's just defeat 40 enemies with an axe for stage 1, defeat, I believe it's 100 enemies with an axe for stage 2, and defeat 200 enemies with an axe for stage 3. And then I'm going to go with Meat Shield, which you can buy for 3,000 raw science out of the ASL store, and it is unlocked from the beginning. So I'm just going to go with that, and then I'm going to go with full ladybug armor and a weevil shield. Shields are double-edged sword. Let me quickly go over these. Shields make a
Go-to
set if you
spider
block an attack like
elimination
that, it
strategy
will
is gonna be
block 100% of the damage,
much
whereas
use
if you
on
block
that.
it, just take off my shield for a second. Like this, it'll block, I believe, half of the damage. However, having a shield equipped, as you can see, gives you the defensive stance effect, which lowers your damage dealt by 20%. So I personally like to have shields, but if you don't want a shield, then don't use them. So here we go. I missed. Always go for charge attack guy behind me. This is the infamous 5 combo. If you don't get that perfect what I just did, that is perfectly fine. It is probably the hardest attack to get perfect. Okay, I'm getting jumped by an orb weaver in like usual. This happens every time. Also be very careful because one of the biggest things that spider has on you is the fact that every single attack it uses will add poison. It will inflict poison on you. Or venom. If it does with that lunge attack, like kind of like that orb. If there's a lunge similar to that, that would put venom, which does a lot more damage than poison and lasts longer. Now, orb weaver down. One web fiber, really? Really? I need it more than that. And then if we harvest the wolf spider, as you can see, we got 1 fang and 2 spider venom. The spider chunks aren't need to worry about. Also, in case I forgot to explain it in a past episode, this is a milk molar. You need at least a tier 2 hammer to break it. As you can see, tier 2 hammer costs 1 boiling gland, 4 berry leather, and 4 stink bug parts if you want to make it. I'm not going to make it yet. Probably in the next episode I'm going to make it. But yeah, so now, of course, we have stuff to analyze. Always analyze
Nice and safe.
things. This is one of the most important things you can do in Grounded. Make sure you are constantly analyzing things. I'm gonna go analyze some stuff. Grounded 2 increases the amount of charges from 3 to 4, which is really nice. If you like this game, go play Grounded 2. It's a really good game. To analyze the Lily Battle Axe, I think is very important because it gives you the fin flops and the slam lantern recipe. These are very handy to have underwater. As per, fin flops is leg armor that increases your movement speed underwater, and the slime lantern is just a torch that works underwater because if you try using a normal torch, it does not work. Then I'm going to analyze the spider venom and the spider fang. Now, I recommend that anytime you come to the Oak Lab, you just pop in here and just fill up your thirst, because that is an infinite water cooler. It will never run out, no matter how much you do it. You could literally just sit there and drink water like a gazillion times, and it will never run out. It is very handy. But yeah,
Chow down.
but yeah, so, as I mentioned before, for the gill tube, we need 4 eelgrass strands. Eelgrass, like I mentioned, can only be harvested with a dagger. As you can see by my inventory, I'm currently not in possession of a dagger, which means we have to fix that. Now, we have 2 options. Spider Fang Dagger. Technically, there's 3 options, but one of them we can't get yet. We have 2 options currently. Spider Fang Dagger, which is what I'm going to go with. As you can see, that's what it costs. 1 Spider Fang Dagger, 3 Silk Rope, and 4 Venom. It's the best option underwater, in my opinion. This is the best option available. Or we could make a Pebblet Dagger, which is, as you can see, significantly easier to make, if you'd rather go with that, and then upgrade to a Bone Dagger. A Bone Dagger is also tier 2, so it can break just as much underwater as the Spider Fang Dagger can. Hello, Mr. Crow. Do we have the Crow card? We do, okay, good. But yeah, so the spider venom is if you decide to go with the spider venom, then feel free to. The spider fang dagger, you need more spider venom because you really cannot get 4 spider venom from it. My camera stick is moving. But yeah, so right here, can you stop? But yeah, so right here, you will find right here on this like rectangle here, you'll find wolf spider. There's a cave right here with a wolf spider and a milk molar in it. So yeah, you can find a wolf spider in there if you want. You can also find 2 wolf spiders in the oak tree. You don't have to do this. I'm going to use a spider fang dagger, but I don't feel like going and killing a bunch of wolf spiders, so
Meals on wheels.
I'm going to go and can I analyze anything else? No. I'm going to dupe the spider venom for raw science. This is probably not the best option. It'd be probably better to actually go and just so make sure you have the zip lines purchased for. You don't need it now, but make sure you have it for the future. It's probably a better option to actually go and find a couple of wolf spiders, but I don't want this video to be crazy long by going and hunting down a couple of wolf spiders, so I'm going to just dupe it because it's way easier and way quicker, and I have more than enough science for it. So yeah. So once you have the stuff, you can make it a spider fang dagger, or you can make a pellet dagger, as I mentioned before. And so this is going to be my go-to weapon in the water now, pretty much for most of the file. Probably there's our pebwood axe that we chucked away that I'm not going to grab. But yeah, so this is eelgrass. Swing your dagger at it a few times, and it will drop a bunch of eelgrass strands. Do watch out for diving bell spiders. They are aggressive. They will attack you if they see you, and they are not friendly. I do not like them. Also, be careful because they do let out a very high-pitched like scream whenever they see you. You'll see they are sadly unavoidable for the pond lab. You are forced to run into some in the pond lab, which I think is highly unfortunate. But you'll see. They let out a very high-pitched squeal whenever they see you. So, just do be aware of that. So if you hear that, it's just a diving bell spider. They're not very strong. But, yeah. I need to get this controller checked out. But, yeah. So, now that we have the eelgrass strands, now we can make a gill tube. I'm missing silk rope. And I don't have enough. Oh my gosh. Roach is bad in 1,000. Let's focus on the other stuff while that works on this thing. So we need 4 water boatman fins for fin flops. Here's the thing about fin flops. You need water boatman fins for them, as we just saw. But water boatmans are not, I repeat, they are not fun to find. Please don't. That's the kind of, they make that kind of sound, but sometimes it's not kind of yeah, little tip for you for if you're using a dagger. After each swing, the animation cancel it, and you can swing much, much faster. Also, I am being an idiot. Do not just swim around in the middle of the pond like this. Watch out for the I have the card for the koi fish. As far as she sees you, she will let out a very low-pitched, like, kind of sound. It's hard to describe, but it's a very low-pitched sound. And she will proceed to eat you. This will very much so kill you, at this point in the game. You cannot survive this without maxed out health, and even with maxed out health, you will barely survive. She's not hard to see when she's like in a spot where she's actually visible. She's around that corner right now. She's over there. So I can't see her right now, but she's over there. Is this a spot where I can do the thing? This is a fun little trick I learned by accident. I'll just grab off real quick. If you swim all the way against the top of a lily pad, does this lily pad not work for it? Okay, this lily pad doesn't work. Let me find a different one. Let me find one that works. Here we are. This one works. That's not what I wanted to see. Come on. Come on. This one looks like it might work. I promise you there is something to see here. There it is. You can see perfectly. And we can find a water boatman very easily like that. Now, I mean, bro is not slick. I do not think you're dead. And even if I did think you were dead, I would just come try to loot the bottom. Okay, one thing that you will notice about the Spider Fang Dagger is it applies poison on each hit, just like a wolf spider. This is one of the reasons that I like the Spider Fang Dagger, because it applies a second damage source that will cause a lot of extra damage. By a lot, I mean probably 150 to 100 if I had to hazard a guess. I'm not sure on the exact number, but probably around that. 100, 150 probably. Probably not that much. Probably like 60 or 70 actually. But yeah, point is it applies a DOT, damage over time. This is very nice. Extra things there. And there's the bubble helmet. That's another thing we want. Now, I'm going to analyze the red ant and the water boatman fin. Nice. So, because water boatman fins are a pain to get, they are so annoying. I'm just going to dupe it 3 times. You're probably going to see me dupe stuff a lot throughout this series, because some resources are needed for very important things, and they are just really not fun to get. Just like, at all. So, yeah. But yeah, so, fin flop.
You can be smart, fast, lucky, or just wear some armor.
This is done now. Okay, you know how I just said that you're probably going to see me dupe a lot of stuff? Yeah, it's time to dupe more stuff. So we need 4 and 6. Right, I'm going to bring enough silk rope for a bubble helmet as well, because I like to make a bubble helmet. It gives you a ludicrous amount of oxygen, and there is just no way to possibly drown with a bubble helmet. It gives you like 160 seconds underwater. It's insane compared to the Go-To, which I believe gives you 80, and without it you get 40. So you'll notice each one doubles the previous number. You'll notice 40, 80, 160. This is not cheap. We are not going to have enough. That's fun. You don't have enough. That's a fun joke. Yeah, see, this is the problem with duping a bunch of stuff. You run out of science, and then you can't dupe stuff. Do not get reliant on duping items for that reason. Do not become reliant on it. Why do I already have the fin flops equipped? These do not need to be on yet. At all. But yeah, so, now I have a decision to make. Do I want to go get the bones to make a bubble helmet and just skip the gill tube? Or do I want to start with a gill tube and then just do the whole thing with a gill tube? because as you can see, it needs 5 sunken bones, which, as the name implies, are sunken. Now, I think I'm just gonna do Gill Tube. And here's the fun thing. I'm just gonna use the Gill Tube for the whole thing, probably. And we're just gonna, I'm just gonna do my best. So, for the Pond Lab, I believe it's about there, we'll find it. Basically, you want to look for this, like, tube-like thing. And you want to find it and just swim down it. Come on, bro, give me the oxygen. But yeah, you just want to find this, like, tube thing. It's right here on the map. Just zoom out if that helps. It's right there. It's like exactly north of the juice box, if that helps. Make sure you go right here and grab Rotten Stinger Spear. As for the Stinger Spear alone, is a pretty good weapon in my opinion. I think it is underrated. And this is how you get the bones. Here, just grab them like that. That's how you get them. Now, I'm not going to use the sunken bones because, as I mentioned, I don't have the silk rope, and I'm not making another one. I'm not going to get more web fiber and making another piece of silk rope. I'm not doing that. So, yes, this is the pond. Now, once you get here, you just have to go here. I think I'll make it. I'm not even going to touch the chests. I'm just going to go right past them. Okay, I am actually going to touch this chest. Yeah, we'll make it. You have more than enough time. With the fin flops, you can make it. Without it, I can't make it. But with the fin flops, I can make it pretty easily. So there we go. We made it with 20 seconds left. Just go in here. There's a rotten slime lantern right here. Turn off the data. And grab this data as well. Now flip this lever. In this chest you can find like lily pad, wax, and such. Proceed to go in here, and there's an Arthar. This is a decently strong enemy. It's one of the stronger robots. The strongest robot we've encountered thus far. It's not overall. Kind of grab your hammer and just whack it repeatedly, and you'll beat it fine. And there's silk rope in there. Okay. But yeah, so just go here. A little trick for you. If you just set your respawn point right here. You can just set your respawn point right here.
Mom made me change this.
But yes, you can just kind of just go here and actually give up right here to drop your backpack. Because it is not in the water, it will actually stay here. And you can just respawn. Do not pick up your backpack. As for this, we'll make it. As for doing this, we'll make it so that if you die, then you do not need to worry about dropping your backpack. You don't lose anything. Now just go on in to the pond where the things you need to flip are, and just go do the breakers. I'm gonna start with this breaker because it's probably gonna be the hardest. Thing is though, we do need to just remember, all we have to do is get in. If we don't get out, it don't matter. Because like I mentioned, we have our respawn point set right there, so we can just do that. Make sure you grab that. Some data. Here's the breaker right here. And if you did grab a tier 2 dagger, like I mentioned, you two, you can grab the soggy root. It's actually a soggy root, so and you can grab a milk molar. This is one of the few milk mowers in the game. There's like 5 in the game or something like that. That does not need you to have a tier 2 hammer. Now, to speed things up, I'm just going to keep giving up each time because I'm not going to survive either way. Just respawn. And we're just going to keep doing this over and over. I learned this trick in, I think it was Paralyzer's No Armor video. So, good. So, yeah, go check him out. He makes great videos. But yeah, so there's a breaker right there. We might be able to do both here, but I doubt it. I really do doubt it. I don't care about you diving bell. Actually, never mind, this is a good moment to explain. If you kill like a diving bell, then you actually release a bubble that fills your oxygen by 50%. This is a little trick for you. And we can also equip this breaker. Now a hatch will open right here. Go on through. Don't worry about your backpack. Just go on through. Press this button, and wow, look at that. We managed to get all 3 breakers. I honestly don't really care about the water boat benefits. I'm just gonna trash those to make it disappear. Just gonna trash these. Trash, yes, trash. There we go. Yeah, so now you actually don't need a dagger for most of this. For most of the pond map here, you're actually gonna get above water.
I'm feeling more
You also need to
sciencey
go
already.
underwater a couple times, but for the most part, you're above water. So, actually not gonna do that. I'll actually save those. Grab this stuff. This is upgrade rocks. It's brittle quartzite, which is turned into whetstone, and brittle marble, which is turned into plating. Whetstone's used to upgrade weapons. Plating is used to upgrade armor. Just go here. Right here you can actually find some clay. If you want a scabby scheme, then, or you just want clay, then you can break through these with a shovel. Shovels also work underwater, but please do not try to use them for combat. They do not work for combat in the slightest. And they technically do, but they're so slow and they do no damage. Just please don't. Just trash those because 3 of them. We don't need them underwater. Now there is a bunch of clay here. I'll grab some, but I'm not gonna grab 35 clay or anything like that. Diving bell spider, oxygen. You can actually go over here. You can actually find a koi figurine right here. This counts as data, and it will progress Rascal Rogue. At least it'll help progress Rascal Rogue, which is a mutation. In case you didn't watch the Hedge video, is a mutation that allows you to steal items from bugs that on each hit, and it basically just lets you.
Rub time.
Make sure you grab the granola bars. Yeah, it basically just allows you to steal items to get extra items from the insect or whatever you're fighting. It's gonna be an insect though, because I'm sure. I forgot these guys spawn you once you finish with this. Once you we used to get free raw science on these guys. I know using Rascal Rogue on these guys will not give you extra raw science due to the fact they drop raw science. I wish it did, but it does not work. People have tried. So, don't worry about the fire advantages if you don't have room, but make sure you grab the granola bar.
Let's see what's around.
And here you'll find a slightly harder fight than we did. Instead of 3 tastes, it'll be 2 tastes. This is a harder version of fight, pretty much. In fact, it's just two of a stronger enemy. Yes, just come out. I don't think it's fair that they should give more raw science. Every single robot gets 150 for a robot, 150 for an Arcar. I'll just give 100. Yeah. Also, here I believe it is guaranteed to get the Arcar gold card from one of these Arcars. All of the robot cards are guaranteed; they are not missable. As long as you kill all the robots, that you will get every single robot gold. Let's make sure you go here, grab this Scabby. Shallows, it's right here. Just go to the research station, the resource analyzer, and just go all the way along. It's right there on that shelf. Now just go up here. Grab the super chip, grab the duper disc, grab the tape, and press this. Complete elimination of the pond hatch opening, as well as some hatches in the pond. That sounded complicated, but this like glass dome hatch thing opens and hatches real other areas.
Lab's a convertible. Color me impressed, Dr. Tully.
But yeah, I believe our things are... Okay, so here you're gonna grab muscle sprouts. And now, you're probably thinking, oh no, I don't have to grab them if I don't want to. No, grab them. Do grab them, they are... Because muscle sprouts are just such a fun resource in the way that they are only obtained right here, so grab them. You can find 30 muscle sprouts right here. Don't worry, once you max out your resource stack size with Mega Milk Molars, they work like Milk Molars, just golden, and they upgrade to stack size instead of normal stats. Once you max them out Mega Milk Molars, you'll be able to fit every single muscle sprout into one slot. But for now, it's going to take up 6 whole slots to bring them all with you. That's a lot. But it's worth it, because muscle sprouts, to quickly explain, are very good in the way that they are used for smoothies, which are just superior methods of healing, if you don't know what smoothies are. And they're one of the resources you can use, because with smoothies, make sure you go down this door, that's where it leads you to this room.
Science is surprisingly awesome.
And a much faster way out of the pond. Yeah, so smoothies are just basically one-time use consumables that heal you for I mean, the amount changes depending on what heal you're using. What smoothie you're using changes how much you will heal from it. But they're basically just one-use instant heal items compared to the fiber bandages, which heal you with a overtime healing. Smoothies
snuffling
heal
along
you
here.
the full amount instantly. So they are significantly better for something like a boss fight or just for fights in general. And using a muscle sprout, because there are a few different ingredients you can use: grub silage, which makes a normal smoothie; gum nuggets, which makes a sticky smoothie; or muscle sprouts, which makes a beefy smoothie. Beefy smoothies are the best for boss fights in most cases, depends on the smoothie. But beefy smoothies basically just heal for double the amount that a normal smoothie or sticky smoothie does. As you can see at the end of the muscle sprout description, it says mostly useful for enhancing smoothies. So yeah, if you ask what they're for, just go here and just make a small silk rope, because you can never have enough. But yeah, so overall, that's the Pond Lab, and everything that you need for the Pond Lab. Just a fun little tidbit that I should have mentioned earlier. If you discover 5 locations in the pond, the 5 like sights and wonders. Do note that this can right here, as dictated by the data menu right here, is a pond location, even though it's above water. It is a pond location as dictated by this menu. Um, but yeah, so if you discover 5 sights and wonders in the pond, so far I have 4. If you discover 5, then it will give you a mutation named Mertine, and it increases your swim speed a very little amount, so 5% or something. It increases your oxygen underwater by, I believe, 10%. Not a big difference. You can totally do pond now without it. But if you want it, 5 locations underwater. It's not that hard. Look around. You can find them pretty easily. Or just look up a guide and it'll tell you exactly where to find them. Milk molars, again, you can spend them all what you want. However, my recommendations are upgrade your healing for boss fights, upgrade your max stamina and health for major things, but max out your mutations. Max out your mutations. This is probably the most important stat in the game, your max active mutations. Still balance it with your health and stamina and healing and such, but max active mutations, try to max out relatively early, because more mutations, Virgo, can you please stop yapping? More mutations just means more perks, and more perks can never be a bad thing. It doesn't matter what the mutation does, there are 0 mutations in the game that actively harm you. I think. I'm 98% sure there is no mutations that actively harm you. It would be really bad if there are any that actually harm you. This is one of the worst ones in my opinion. Daredevil, it reduces fall damage. No. Just use a dandelion tuft and there you go, fall damage gone. 100% rather than reducing it. If it made you immune to fall damage, then it'd be a different story, but it just reduces it. Yeah, even Daredevil, which is not a great mutation in my opinion, it just putting it on will not actively harm you. I mean, sure, are there better mutations? Definitely. There are a lot of better mutations, but it won't harm you is my point. So, increasing your max active mutations is a very important thing to do. It's very helpful. Just max it out, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so make sure you give Burgle chip.
It is. How can I help you?
And it'll give you 2,000 raw science as a gift. Every time you give him a chip, it'll give you raw science. Super chips give you more. And you can also give the super duper another disc, increasing the max amount that you can, max amount of raw science it can be to dupe something. Just basically increasing the variety of what you can do. As for, in case you didn't notice, in the top right corner of the super duper menu, you'll notice the processing limit. In other words, a limit of how much raw science can be spent on a single dupe, limiting what can be duped. With the toxicology badge, for example, you need all 3 duper discs in the game to dupe. Because I think it's like 5,000 or something to dupe. It's not cheap. It's pretty expensive to dupe, and honestly, it's not even worth duping in single player. Because, like, I wouldn't even dupe it in multiplayer. Because it's not like it's an insanely good trinket. They're better trinkets.
Grilling right about now.
But yeah, so Super Duper is very good. You use it. But yeah, so we're going to be tackling the Haze Lab next. And in the Haze Lab, you'll have to fight a mini-boss. Fun. Everyone loves a good mini-boss, right? So yeah, we're gonna be tackling a mini-boss in the next video that I will not spoil. For those who don't want spoilers, I will not spoil it. But yeah. But yeah, so I don't think there's really anything else left to cover here. This video, I think we're about done. So I think it's about that time in the video where yes, I know, say, thank you for watching, like, subscribe, all that stuff. If you want to like and subscribe, helps out a ton. Don't feel obligated to, but it's completely free and it helps out just a ton. A lot of people think like, oh, one subscriber or one like isn't gonna make a big difference. You'd actually be surprised how much it can make a difference. So yeah, if you enjoyed, please do consider liking and subscribing anytime if you decide against it. But yeah, so yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you watch this. Hope to see you next time. See ya.